What up, y'all? So, welcome back. Still in the middle of quarantine season, so I figure I might as well do a little bit of work now because I'm getting bored in the house. So, bought me some stuff, so we fixing cars today. So, uh, got a lot going on, but brakes. I'm probably getting new brakes because these are shot. So, new rotor on this side. That one's good. I don't know what happened here, but that shot. So new pads for the front and back. Gotta swap out that. And hadn't drove this in like 2 or 3 months because it's an oil leak. So and I left it. And there's no seats in here because my weather strip is tripping. How you open this? Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and start trying to get this back on the road. So this is terrible. It's like I said, it's been sitting for like 2 months now, I guess. So we're taking these valve covers off, swapping out the gaskets because the harmonic balancer was wobbling again. Threw the belt off, car overheated, valve covers did whatever they did. So valve covers need to be replaced. The grommets that hold the screws into the valve cover, they need to be replaced. So that's still clean. Dirty, but clean. But yeah, all of these cars dirty right now. But anyway, got new Felpro gaskets. So this is valve covers, the grommets, and all of that. So 50504 R1. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff taken apart and get this gasket swapped out. Alright, so coil packs are off. All it is 5 10mm bolts that go into that. So just get you a long socket and you'll get that out. And then you got these 4 8mm bolts holding your valve cover on. And these, for one, you can you can't really see it there. You can kind of see a little bit down here. These were leaking on mine. The actual grommets going around these bolts were leaking. On top of, I think on the driver's side, it was actually leaking around the valve cover gasket, but the bolts were leaking on both sides. So just make sure you get those loose and off. These are 8mm. And then once you get all of these loose, it should be good. You got this hose right here has to come off of the throttle body, and then this one in the back is already a loose. So I think it's something similar on the driver's side, but the alternator's got to come off too. So there's more work. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this one side off. So now that you got that off, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean these up and get ready for the new gaskets. Go ahead and get the other side prepped. All right, so you can see it's a little bit worse on this side. You see it's was oil all on this. You see all the oil on that. So yeah, valve cover is pretty much shot. I can clean this up a little bit, but it's still pretty much covered in oil. But so alternator's out, 15mm bolt top and bottom, 13mm bolt for the wire that's on the back of this, and then the plug to get that out. So now of course, coil packs got to come apart. There we go. Yeah, so take all of these loose, and then it's still gonna be the 5 bolts holding this end, then to get the core packs off, and then the 4 bolts under. So, and this PCV valve up in here has to come off, and I think that's it. Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead, pull these loose, and cut y'all back on once I got this off. Alright, so as you can see, it's been oil dripping out of every spot. Every one of these bolts has been dripping oil. So, plus the oil that's been dripping over here. I can't even see back there, but that's where it was smoking from. So I know it was dripping oil back there. So 4 more bolts, and then we got this thing off. Alright, so we got this one off. As you can see, whole lot of oil already down on the edges of this, and let's see if I get a flash on this. Battery too low right now, but anyway, a whole lot of oil was dripping down here, which, yeah, so a lot of oil dripping down that way, all on the back side of that. So go ahead and clean this stuff up and get these new gaskets on. Yeah, because this is rough, but this should fix my oil leak / smoke problem under the hood, and then I'll be back running. Before we put these things, the gaskets and everything back in, got some engine cleaner and degreaser, sprayed this down, brushed it, had an old tire brush and a paintbrush for the small spots, but a couple passes of that and we got it cleaned up a little bit compared to what it was. So probably scrub it a few more times, and then I think I'm painting them. I'm not sure yet, but by the time I finish cleaning this one, I'll know if I want to paint them or not. But yeah, big difference so far after about 5 minutes. So go ahead, spray this one down and get it cleaned up. All right, so seat is in the garage, but anyway, got the grommets off of the bolts, so the old grommets. So this is the set of bolts from the other side. So all I'm gonna do is heat it up with a heat gun just a little bit. That'll soften up the grommet, and then I can pull it right off. So I'm back. I didn't record the last little part, so my bad. But I can at least show you what we got. So valve covers are back in. Everything's put together. I didn't paint them. I just left them, you know, the whatever silver this is, but it looks pretty good being clean for once. So, and then I still got the red bracket, so it popped pretty good. But basically what you want to do, the grommet, the bolts with the grommets, I put oil on all of that before I pressed them into the valve cover, so that way they could seat down in there without stretching the rubber or anything like that. And then the same way with the gasket going around, I just put a little put a little oil on the edge of it, the side that would sit up against kind of the heads. So did that, squeezed them on there. I let it run for a little bit. So for the little bit that it ran, there's no oil leaking out. I don't know if you can tell. Nah, you can't see. But the headers are still pretty much soaked in oil from when it was leaking, so it still got a little bit of smoke to it. So I'm gonna have to let it run a little bit to kind of burn that off, and then once all of that goes off, I should be good. But would crank it up, but the battery's dead, so give me a minute. I boost this off, and then we can at least hear it run, because hadn't drove this car in forever. We got this hooked up and ready to try to fire it up. Now I cranked it up the other night, so I know it run, but you know, just for y'all. So we still hear that chirp from the balancer, so that's gotta be, that's next up on the list. But it's good to hear it running at least.